What is up, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day today. And we are going to have a very short video about the updates on our mounts. And also, I want you guys to have an idea on the breeding process. And I want to show you what I did with my research and my breeding. And I want to show you my horses right now. And maybe some of my guides and tips in this video will work for you with your mount and breeding. But before all that, don't forget to like this video and share to your friends so that we are going to be good with our algorithm. And the more likes we've had, the more chances we can get to other players who are in need of this video. But anyway, having said that, if you like Age of Empires mobile content and you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to help our channel grow. And also don't forget to ring that bell so you will always be notified soon as we have a new video just for you. Before we proceed, first I want to show you guys the store because I just want you guys to have an update on the available bundles in the store here, especially in the festival menu. So we have a bonfire feast here. So this one was confirmed or is confirmed, but that this is going to be a daily thing. It's going to be reset daily. So if you have finished this up until the $10 one, you're going to have a reset per day. Also, the harvest chest, almost the same as that. It has a reset daily. And also confirmed is the ironclad warsteed. So as you can see, I have purchased this one, and every day this one reset. So you still have 4 days and 10 hours to purchase from the ironclad warsteed. So you will have, let's say, 5 resets or 4 resets so that you can enjoy the ironclad warsteed, especially if you are actually right now loving the mount system. Because honestly, even I had like a few mount whistle and I have been breeding for a few days. It doesn't really give you a guarantee on what to get, but the research does help. So let's now go to the research now. So I will show you my research. So this is my current animal research center. So we have the keen eye steeds or keen eye for steeds. So honestly, I have been researching or searching for mounts, and honestly, I've gotten like 1 epic mount per 10 mount whistle. So the keen eye for steeds really helped me out in that one. Before you get a massive breeding, make sure you get first the bloodline stability, because this one at level 1 unlocks the adornment, but at level 3 it will give you higher chance or higher insight point gains every time you breed. Then unlock the second one, which is also an insight points gain, which is called the insight advancement. So this one also will give you another insight point gain. So every time you breed, you will now have extras if you have unlocked this one and rank it up or level it up to level 3, same as the bloodline stability. Now the thing with this one is you need the other researches like this 3 here to be at least level 4 before your bloodline stability can be leveled up to level 4. So that is why I have unlocked first the insight advancement on the higher portion here of the research, so that at least I can have extra insight points while doing the breedings that I have already made on my account, because I was really trying this out so that I could confirm my theories and thoughts on this breeding system that we have with the mounts, so that I can help you guys out. And also that's the purpose of this video right here. Although I haven't really recorded a video about my breeding process, but if we have a few mounts this week or next week, I'm going to have a live breeding process so that you guys can watch it. So let's now proceed with the breeding center. So if you have any questions regarding the animal center on which to level up first, or if you have any ideas or recommendations about it, leave them down in the comment section so that we can talk about it and maybe we can brainstorm on which is best or which is better. Maybe you have the best idea, better than mine. Maybe I could adapt what you know, and maybe the other way around, if you can adopt what I know, or maybe you can take in some of my ideas as your own. So as you can see here, I have already like bred some of the mounts available. But first things first, I want you guys to understand the importance of the temperament. So you have to understand which of these temperaments is the thing that you need for your account. For example, you have a might heavy account. So let's say you are a swordsman warrior, then you have a warrior pikeman, so, or a Lubu lineup. So that's a might heavy account. So what you really need there is mostly Warbred. So Warbred is actually a temperament wherein you can get your horses or mounts to have a higher chance to breed or get a traits that is might bound. It means that all the traits that you can get from the Warbred, if you breed them together with another Warbred, you will get a might type of trait. For example, you can get the one that I have on my Miyamoto. I want to show you my Miyamoto here. You can see we have the overpower. So this one is a might damage increase. So this is a Warbred. So what I did here is I used two Warbred rare horses to get this one. Now, if you're going to use, for example, a Warbred with no traits, and you're going to use a Mischievous with no traits, what you're going to get, honestly, is a chance to get a Warbred horse that has a might chance, or you can get a random traits from the Mischievous one. So that's actually what's going to happen. So there is like 50-50 chance that you get might type of damage or a random type of traits. So when I say random type of traits, every other traits that you can get from the temperament is going to be available, even from your Warbred. So you're going to be lucky if you get what I get. So I mixed my Warbred with the Mischievous one because they have the same attributes. We're going to go for the attributes in a bit. I just want you guys to know the other things that are available in the temperament. We have the alert one, which is the equivalent of the Warbred, only this time it is all about strategy. Now, when it comes to strategy, alert is your guy. So if you need strategy, alert is your guy. You can also get here the, what do you call this? This one, turn-based skill strategy damage. So you can also get that on an alert horse. Now, let's go to protective. So protective is actually also another good trait. Protective will give you defense and or heal or armor. So those are actually the traits that you can get from a protective horse if you're going to breed two protective horse. So mostly traits or most traits that are involved with those are the ones you can get from the protective one. So we actually have that here, so I can show you. So this one is a protective one. So I combine two horses or two mounts with a protective temperament. And we've got the healing armor. So this one receives healing effect increase. So that's a good thing if you're going to use this one for your healers, honestly, or any of your troops. There is also other parts or other traits that has that. So let me check one. So you can also get a renewal, which is healing effect increase. And also this one is another healing armor. So another healing effect. We also have another one here, I think this one, lifesaver. So this is also another thing that you can get from that. So you have here the recovery effects. All damage taken by your troop reduces by 4.42%. It's like a peaceful haven. So next one is the, let's go first with the fearless. Okay, so fearless ones are actually the horses wherein you can get a higher chance of universal traits. When you say universal traits, you can get any traits outside your alert, your protective, and your warbred. So you can get any traits from this fearless one, like let's say your load increase. So relate everything related to any other types of traits is going to be available for your fearless, not just for your gathering or troop trait or sorry or troop load. So this one is also a fearless plus mischievous. So you've got a swift one and another one. We have another random one, I think this one. So also in a fearless one, there is something called the army sunder. So sunder is like all types of damage increase. So any type of damage, including normal attacks, is increased by 7.56%. Also included here is your commander skill. But don't be fooled by getting army sunder because it's really hard to land this one. You need multiple breeding in order to get this, and once you get this, don't waste it. Make sure you are going to use it. Even though it's not an epic horse, it doesn't really matter. As I've said earlier on my other videos, on the early stages of this breeding process, it doesn't really matter if your horse or mounts are just rare or doesn't have like let's say 15 might, but you have a rare traits. So the important thing about these mounts is that it's actually or it should have a rare or mythical traits for you to use it. I mean, if you have rare traits here and then you have let's say just a rare trait, not a legendary one, and then you have an epic one, it will really not give you that much. Let's say this one, look at this. So you only have like this one is just a gray one or a white one, so you can see the percentage is very low. So here another one. So my horse is actually legendary, but my traits is just 6%. But as you can see with my other epic horse, my traits is 9.2%. It has 3.2% more, although I sacrificed like 11 or sorry 6 might. Look at that, 6.5 might or 6 might to get this 3%. So I think the 3% one is better or is worth it in my opinion, better than the one here. Okay, next thing is the spirited one and the docile one. Let's talk about it at the same time. So the spirited horses actually are horses that you can actually use to mutate. So this one, when you say mutate, you can get a new type of traits when using this temperament. Now the thing with the spirited one is also it's another random thing, same as your mischievous. So since mischievous doesn't have any buffs, it's a random thing. Now the spirited one actually is another random thing, but the thing is with this one, the mischievous one actually will or has a chance to just uh, inherit the trait that the other mount that you use to the next mount that's going to be produced by breeding. Now, on the spirited one, there is actually a higher chance that both mounts that you have used, even though if they have the same type of traits or different traits, you will arrive with another new traits. So this is actually a guarantee if you use a spirited one, unless the RNG said that you keep the same traits. So for example, this is your stats and you want to keep that, but you get like let's say a very random traits like gathering in your let's say legendary mount. So you get gathering, you want to change that. You can either use the same horse or the same rarity of the horse or the mount, and then make sure it has a spirited so that you have a 100% chance to retain the type of rarity. Then you will have another 100% chance that your attributes or traits from your horse that you want to keep will be changed. So that's how spirited works. Now the docile one is actually uh, the temperament wherein you can inherit your traits. So what will happen is that it's either you get your let's say you have a warbred and then you use a docile on the as a rare mount, for example, you will get a chance to inherit what you have with your warbred horse. For example, you have this one. You want to inherit the gallant. Make sure first that if you want to inherit this gallant, that your docile horse doesn't have any traits. Because if you have a trait here with a docile and you have a warbred, what will happen is it's either you inherit this gallant or you inherit this battle master or you inherit both traits. You can either have one of each or you can have a random one. Another thing, you can have a random. Yes, that's a possibility. But since you have a docile one, the possibility of having a random another random skill or traits is low. So double traits. So the probability of this one is just 10%, but it has like 90% chance, or let's say 80% chance to get both of this one instead of getting another one. So that's what happened with one of my horse. This one. So I did do something like that earlier. So this one. So what happened with my Pegasus here is that I have this, although I have my healing armor. I will be honest with you. I have my healing armor at legendary. Then I have my renewal. at the white one, like the very basic one. So the thing is that the renewal increased in rarity, but the healing armor decreased in rarity. So that's what happens there. So that's actually the randomness of the RNG of these mounts. And actually, if you use this one, you will have a hard time because you're going to get a very, very random. It's either you get your same traits from your other hero or from your other mount, or you have a very random traits. So this one and the spirited one are the two horses or mounts temperament that actually gives you random type of traits. Also, another one is the fearless. Actually, the fearless is much better than this one. As you can see there, it's a universal traits. So the universal traits, it doesn't really give you random stuff because the randomness of the spirited and the mischievous is both of them can give you any type of this temperament, wherein the fearless one will only give you the things that is not available on your protective, alert, and warbred. So those are the difference. So on fearless, it will not give you alert, protective, or warbred. It will give you a different type of stuff like the sunder that I have shown you earlier. So another one is on the mischievous side. This mischievous actually has a higher chance of giving you back. It acts sometimes as a docile. It inherits what the other horse has or what you have on your mischievous. But honestly, the mischievous one does have a, like, let's say the mischievous one here actually gives you off what you have from your other mount. And even though this mischievous one have its own traits, it will prioritize the traits of your other mount. That is based on experience though, but it doesn't always work like that. Although the spirited one is the assurance, so make sure you, you take note on this. Spirited one is the assurance to change your trait that you want. The mischievous one is the assurance that you will have a very random trait. If you're looking for, let's say, gathering or something like that, Mischievous is your guy. If you're looking for, let's say, overall traits that's not available in your Warbred, Alert, or Protective, your Fearless is your guy. If you want a higher chance to inherit what you have, you must have, or you must use Docile. That's the actually how the temperament works. It's hard if you're going to use Warbred and Alert, so you don't know what type of horse or mount you're going to get. It's either you're going to get a strategy type of skill, which is actually on its own, or a type of trait is actually on its own, is a huge pool of traits. Now, mixed with a warbred, you don't know if what type of skill you're going to get from these two. So don't do that. Also, don't do alert and protective. So you're going to waste your horses. The higher or the more chances of getting protective is mixing protective with another protective mount. Then the higher chance of also alert mixing alert with another alert mount. So there is only a small percentage wherein you will get a random trait attributes. I'm going to explain that in a bit. So trait mutation chance for breeding. Every time you breed, there is a mutation chance. Now also this one, the inheritance chance for breeding. It doesn't just work on your docile because it says inheritance, or it doesn't just work on your spirit because it says mutation. No, it works like a charm actually, because when you say inheritance, it will inherit what you have. So the mischievous horse can actually work. It's magic if you have this, and also the mutation of getting a new type of skill is actually good if you have this one. That is why, as you can see here, it's another mutation and something, and this one is just base attributes, another mutation here, and breeding. So it means that every time you breed and you want a trait from the alert one, to make sure that you inherit the pools, the trait pools that alert has, you need that stats or that level on the research, so that you will have a higher chance to land the strategy pools of traits. That is why there is still a small chance that you will land a random trait outside of the alert pool or the strategy pool. So that's how it works. Although now that you have an idea on how the temperament works, I know that you guys can have a decent horses. Like for example, mine. I have bad horses here, but they're actually decent when it comes to the skills, although I don't need most of them. But honestly, I have made a decent lineup for my lineups. I mean, mount lineups for my lineup. So as you can see here on my Miyamoto, I have the overpower at epic, and also it is a legendary one. So there's that. So this is actually the next big thing after the legendary. You can see here, there's also like a fearless. So you can see here a solo battle. There's also available rally or something like that. So this is actually good if you're going to look at it that way, because this one reduces your troops damage taken by 2%. Now let's go to your tributes. Now, it's really hard to get the attributes that you really like, so in my opinion, my recommendation is focus on the traits rather than the attributes. But if you have a choice, the best one is always like, for example, you want a might and a defense. Make sure that you pair that one with another might with defense. This one, for example. Okay, it doesn't want to be transferred, so let's change it. So let's say might and this one. So here, as you can see, the might has 100% chance to be retained as the attributes, but it has a chance to increase in attribute number or attribute amount. Then, since we have two different secondary stats or attributes, we now have a random generator, which is either we get an armor or a siege. So that's actually the only thing about the traits, or sorry, about the attributes. So you just need to really have a little bit of luck when it comes to the attributes. So sometimes you can also get, like, let's say this one. So look at that. The base attributes is random, number one. Then the second part of the base attributes is also random. So you have a very random base attributes, but sometimes this randomness is not absurd, because sometimes you can land here what you like depending on your luck. So that's about it. So just make sure that if you're prioritizing your traits, the thing with your rare mounts are actually prioritizing the traits. But when you are on your, let's say, legendary or epic ones, the best thing is that you at least get one sure attributes. For example, you want to get both might, so make sure you have might, and then on the second one you have another might. So that's about our video for today. Anyway, if you have any questions on the breeding process, if you didn't understand some of the temperament, you can actually leave a question or your questions or queries down below. Since we're talking about questions, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think about the breeding process? Do you have a specific technique or logical theories, and is it working well for you? Whatever your thoughts here in the breeding process or in this video, or you have any recommendation or any requests that you want me to do or check out or confirm, make sure you leave them all down in the comment section, and I will for sure do it for you. I really love reading your questions, your queries, and everything in the comment section, so let's talk about it there. Anyway, hope you have enjoyed this video, or you have picked up something from my tips, or maybe from some of the information that I have given you. And I hope that happens, that you can pick up something from my thoughts and my ideas and my information, so that I can impart all this knowledge to you guys. That's actually my main goal here. And if it does, kindly do like the video, share it with your friends so that they too can see this video and have an idea on the breeding process. And also, if you're new to the channel and if you like this type of content, especially Age of Empires Mobile, go subscribe and help the channel grow. And don't forget to ring that bell so you will always be notified as soon as we have a new video just for you. Anyway guys, thank you for joining me in this video, and as always, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one.